Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. My name is Paul, the Canadian Snowman, here with geography. Now, we're on to Latvia. You're next on the list, and I know you guys are pretty awesome in hockey. You guys just played us, actually. Canada versus Latvia was just yesterday, and you guys played great. Played really great. I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised. You guys almost won that game. It was scary. So props to you guys, man. Definitely a promising, future in hockey because you guys, man, great stuff, great stuff. So definitely props to you guys on that. But other than that, I really don't know much about you guys. I kind of know where you guys are located, uh, over there. So I kind of know that. But other than that, not really a whole lot else. But anyways, guys, we're gonna jump right into this, and yeah, just do it. Before we do, please hit that like and subscribe button below, please, and thank you. And get to this video. Originally. All right, come on, screen. Here we go.
Alright guys, we've reached the Baltic once again. If you don't know anything about the Baltics, it basically goes like this. Estonia is a depressed yet attractive nerd girl who lives right next to...
Come play with us, Estonia.
Welcome to the first sister of the creepy Baltic twins.
Sister.
It's time to learn geography.
No! Hey everyone, I'm your host Barbs. Look, I'm sorry I called it the creepy Baltic twins, but it's kind of true. Latvia is one of those countries that just kind of naturally exudes this ambiance of charming, mystical, dark undertones surrounded by subtle flares of despair. And they're cool with it. And here's the thing, Latvia is the good twin. No, but seriously, jokes aside, Latvia does come with an incredibly vibrant culture rooted in unique traditions found almost nowhere else on Earth. Let's find out where it all goes down in... Oh, Latvia, you're like the most adorable horror show ever. Let's jump in. First of all, Latvia is located in the northern European region known as the Baltics due to the location on the Baltic Sea, surrounded by 4 other countries. The country is divided into 110 municipalities and 9 republic cities, with the capital Riga located along the aptly named Gulf of Riga. Yeah, that's right, 110 municipalities. But keep in mind though, most Latvians like to reference the 5 historical regions of Latvia for cultural distinction: Kurland, Semigalia, Salonia, Vitseme, and Latgale. Speaking of Kurland, fun side note, Latvians actually once colonized Africa and the Caribbean under the Duchy of Kurland. They took over Tobago, and remember in the Gambia episode we talked about the Kunta Kinte Island? Yep, that was Latvia. See guys, you gotta watch those obscure African country videos, like those are the ones with the strangest backstories that give you the best secrets for history. Anyway, the largest cities after Riga are Daugavpils and Liepāja, and the 2 busiest and international airports are Riga International and Liepāja International. Now Riga may be the capital, but it's a river city on the Daugava River, not a port city, so most shipments must come in either at Ventspils or on Liepāja on the Baltic coast. The funny thing is, even though Latvia has a decent sized coast, it owns virtually none of the islands that come with it. Even this little guy, Ruhnu, which belongs to Estonia, even though it's closer to Latvia's mainland.
Dude, can I just have one island so I can build a patrol station? No.
Oh, and if you look closely at the border with Estonia, they have Valga, which is a town split in half by the 2 nations. Now, if there's one thing about Latvia that makes it stick out, it would have to be the architecture. Riga is famously known for its Nouveau-style buildings, which won the title of European Capital of Culture back in 2014. The city has over 4,000 historic wooden buildings, more than any other European city. And of course, if you Google Latvia, it's hard not to come across the most iconic building, the House of Blackheads, originally built in the 1400s. It was bombed in World War II and rebuilt. It's beautiful. But the country does come with an austere backdrop. Back in Soviet times, things got pretty...
House of Blackheads. What is the House of Blackheads? You couldn't explain on that? Like, what kind of... Is it like... Is it just like a house? Or is it used for something, I mean, like a church or something, like... It's curious. Or, I don't know, bingo hall or something. I don't know.
And rebuilt. It's beautiful, but the country does come with an austere backdrop. Back in Soviet times, things got pretty morbid, and you still see the residue to this very day. You can see ghost towns that were once used to house Soviet officials and their families, like Skrudna 1, an abandoned radar station village complete with decaying apartments, schools, and gymnasiums, all adorned with Lenin and Soviet imagery left to rot. The Latvians kind of use this to their advantage.
I would like that kind of stuff is fascinating to me. Like down the line, I'll probably like to get into videos like that, like it's like haunted, creepy videos. I think that'd be really cool to get into. After I'm done like the Geography Now videos, I think that'd be a cool thing to check out. Because I'd love to go with a group of friends or even strangers and just I don't know, go to one of those buildings and like maybe like spend a night or something, camp out there, and just I don't know, just be freaky, but it'd be fun, right? And you guys are like, you're crazy. Come on, it'd be fun, right? You have a group of friends out there trying to explore and listen for ghosts or something. That'd be fun.
Gymnasiums, all adorned with Lenin and Soviet imagery, left to rot. The Latvians kind of used this to their advantage, though. They even took a military prison and made it into the world's creepiest hotel. The
There you
Krausta
go.
Military Prison Hotel, in which you can pay to be treated like a prisoner of war in World War II Nazi Germany times. Your accommodations include getting yelled at and arrested, sent to a dark, damp, gritty room with no beds, only a light mattress and blankets on the floor, no room service, and you get locked in your room. Latvia! Speaking of which, some other places of interest might include Riga's old
Well, there we go. Sign me up. I would totally do that. Totally. That seems just really cool, a lot of fun, and you'd be able to learn something while you're at it, right? Awesome, mate. Go to Latvia, especially around Halloween time. That'd be really cool.
room service and you get locked in your room. Latvia! Speaking of which, some other places of interest might include Riga's Old City, the Basilica of Aglona, Turaida and Koknese Castle ruins, the Monument of Freedom, Rundal Palace, sometimes called the Versailles of the North, the Art Nouveau District and the Art Nouveau Museum in Riga, the Mark Rothko Museum, pretty much the entire city of Sesis, Ziemelu Northern Forts, and the Daugavpils Fortress. Alright, that covers
Wow.
that. Now we get into Latvia's land makeup, and to add to the somber undertones, it's gonna get a bit swampy. All the lands of the Baltic areas are like copy, paste, done. So if you watch the Estonia episode, you'll probably know what I'm gonna say. Latvia is located on the East European plain, generally a flat area, on average no more than 100 meters above sea level, with mild rolling hills every so often. The highest point, Geisenkults, is only about 312 meters. Fun side note, Latvia actually had a little competition with Estonia, which kind of went like this. Estonia, you got some great forests. I admire that about you.
Oh, come on. Yours are nice too.
Oh, well, either way, it's not like we're gonna be climbing any huge summits, right? Because we are flat countries. We are flat.
Oh, you're telling me my highest peak only 318 meters. How about yours?
Give me a sec. Oh, what a coincidence. Mine's basically the same height, just, a little bit taller, but it's, just whatever, yeah. Then in 2012, the tower was demolished because of safety concerns. About 10% of the country is made up of peat bogs and swamps, and over half the country is forest.
Is that the real reason they did it, though? Come on now. They built a tower to be higher than Estonia. By the way, I've already done Estonia, so you should definitely check that video out. That's funny, though. I guess that tower, man. Let me see here. Where's the tower? There we go. Man, that is pretty tall, though, man. I guess maybe if the ground is not maybe like secure, or maybe it's soft or something, you don't want that thing tipping over. I don't know. I don't know where it's just not secure. I guess I don't know.
Safety concerns. About 10% of the country is made up of peat bogs and swamps, and over half the country is forested. That's actually an increase as Latvia is experiencing natural afforestation. That's the opposite of deforestation, because just so you know, it's...
Yeah, we get it. Just keep going, Paul.
The country has over 12,500 rivers. The longest one, as mentioned before, is the Daugava. And Latvia has the widest waterfall in Europe, the Ventas Rumba, about 250 meters wide, and the largest lake in the country being the Lubans. Otherwise, economically, Latvia has seen an overall huge GDP resurgence since the independence from the Soviet Union. Basically, they had to switch everything from state-owned to privatization, and when that happens, people usually get very creative. I mean, why do you think they built that prison hotel? Their economy is mostly run off of industrial goods like textiles, wood products, pharmaceuticals, and processed foods. Agriculture-wise, Latvians love two things: meat and dairy. Almost every meal will have these two things. If you don't know anything about Baltic cuisine, basically it's hearty, heavy meals with rye bread, lots of butter and fat with little or no spices, except for maybe dill and caraway seeds. They love
So
caraway.
hungry.
They even put it in their cheeses. Of course, they also have their own specialties like sklandrausis, those bacon and onion bun things, and the national liquor Riga Black Balsam, which has like 24 different ingredients, and it supposedly cures illness, as attested to Catherine the Great when she visited and drank some.
Wow.
On the-
I need to stop watching these videos before it's dinner time. Like right after this video, I'm gonna eat, and I want some of that food, man. Like that sausage and everything. That delicious. Anyways,
National animals are the white wagtail bird and the two-spotted ladybug. However, Latvia is also famous for the blue cows of Kurtzeme. Okay, is that it? Tallest peak, longest river, largest lake, economy, food, national animals. I put a skit in it, yada yada. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, moving on. Now, it's often said that if you want to learn how Europeans were speaking in the Stone Age, learn Latvian or Lithuanian. First of all, Latvia has about 2 million people and has the second lowest ratio of men to women in the world at 0.85 men per 1 woman. Remember, Estonia was the highest. The country is made up of 63% of people that identify as ethnically Latvian, about a quarter are Russian, and the rest are made up of other groups, mostly Belarusians, Ukrainians, Poles, and Lithuanians. They use the euro as their currency, they use the Type-C plug outlet, and they drive on the right side of the road. About the sex ratio thing, just like the other Baltic states, Latvia experienced a huge population loss during World War II. In fact, almost 13% of the entire country was killed, one of the highest percentages in Europe, and of course the vast majority of these people were men. And just like all the other Baltic states, a lot of these women grew up to be supermodels or insanely tall, like 7'1", 2.15 meter tall Ulyana Semyonova, who helped Latvia get all these gold medals back in the Soviet times in basketball, and she was the first non-US woman enshrined in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Yeah, that is a tall woman. Today, Latvian and Lithuanian are the only 2 Baltic languages left in existence.
Any other country, since I'm single, to go to, right? Have a better chance, since the women outweigh the men, right? No, still no chance. I got ya.
The last relative, Old Prussian, went extinct in the 19th century. Basically, these 2 languages are related and even have some similar words, like labs vakaras versus labas vakaras, skola versus skolos, and they both use sveki. Basically, Latvians have told me that to them, Lithuanian sounds like an older, more ancient version of Latvian, and if they listen really hard, they might be able to pick up a few words and phrases, but overall, it's still kind of difficult to understand. And keep in mind, most Latvians learn at least a little bit of Russian, since a quarter of their population is Russian. However, English is more favored for business and global outreach. Now here's where things get a little unique. The Baltics were one of the last places to convert to Christianity in Europe. Faith-wise, about a third identify, at least nominally, with the Lutheran Church, a quarter with Catholic, and about 20% Orthodox. However, many of the people are not very religious. However, what's interesting is that the ancient pagan traditions are heavily synchronized and still celebrated today. Basically, there were about 10 main Baltic tribes that eventually merged into what became Lithuania and Latvia, whereas the Finno-Ugric tribe, the Livonians, became Estonia, all of which started out as pagan. Baltic paganism incorporated a Rolodex of gods, goddesses, and spirits that took over various elements and concepts of daily life. You had the fate goddess Laima, the fertility and harvest god Yumis, Zemis Mate, the mother of earth, and so on. To this day, dressing up in traditional pagan-influenced masks and costumes during festivals is widely practiced, especially during solstice festivals. They take solstice very seriously. They even have like an ancient traditional pagan calendar with symbols and everything like that. One of my Latvian subscribers sent this to me for Flag Friday. Thank you. And speaking of festivals, just like Estonia and Lithuania, every 5 years they hold a song and dance festival where the entire country pretty much gets involved. Oh shoot, history. Yeah, okay. So before I get into this, if you really want a cool visual, just check out this cool stop motion video by YouTube channel Ansis99. So many of you guys have sent it to me. You don't even have to speak Latvian to understand it. It's really cool. Check it out. But in the best way I can personally put it, paganism and tribal kingdoms, Northern Crusades, the state of Livonia, Germans, Danes, Poles, Lithuanians, Swedish all take turns at invading. Finally, Russians come in, World War I, War for Independence. They get their first republic for a few decades. Then Russia comes in and is like, JK, I'm back. They become a Soviet republic state. Tons of people die. 1941, Nazi occupation. Tons of people die again. Soviets come in and reclaim Latvia. Yada, yada, yada. All the Soviet years. Russians move in. 1991, independence through the singing revolution that they did with all the other Baltic states. 2000s, they went through an economic boom. 2008 recession. And today they're recovering and doing fine, mostly. Some notable people from Latvia or of Latvian descent might include Yanis Kakste, Andres Pumpurs, Christianis Barons, Rainis and his wife Aspazia, Arvins Lumentals, aka the Crocodile Dundee, Mark Rothko, Jacob W. Davis, he invented jeans, Kristaps Porzingis, the music group The Hobos, Frederick Wilhelm Oswald, Alexander Slaime, Anatoly Solovyev, Ginta Lapina, Bill Rabane, and the music group Carnival Youth. Whew. So as you can see, Latvia is an interesting tradition-holding, somewhat dark past-oriented nation that moves with haste. Let's see who's tagging along with the ride with them now, shall we?
Liking them.
Now, in school, have you ever been sent to detention, and while in detention, you started talking to the person next to you and found out that you actually had a lot in common? Yeah, it's kind of like how Latvia made friends. As a member of the EU since 2003, as well as NATO and the Council of Europe, Latvia has significantly opened up to their Western counterparts, and has seen tons of diplomatic measures taken from the Germans, French, Polish, and Italians. Latvians get along pretty well with Ukrainians and Georgians as they shared the same Soviet-occupied past, and a significant minority of people in Latvia are Ukrainian. Iceland was actually the first country to recognize their independence, and they shared the same seats on the Council of the Baltic Sea States, even though Iceland is not a Baltic state, but Wait, huh? But when it comes to their best friends, most Latvians would probably say Lithuania and Estonia, even though Estonia pays more attention to Finland. All three Baltic states grew up together and graduated college, but Estonia got closer to Finland, and out of jealousy, Latvia kind of tried to hook up with Sweden, but Sweden was like, eh. Lithuania is like the twin that was separated at birth. Latvian territory was taken over by Germans in the 13th century, and Lithuania kind of went off and created its own empire with the Poles. In the end, though, the two sisters have always held on as the last surviving Balts in the world, and as crazy as things got, they will always be there for each other. In conclusion, Latvia has had a lot of pressure over the years from numerous factors, but they still pull through by embracing the austerity that enshrines them. Stay tuned, Lebanon is coming up next.
Wow. Latvia, man, you guys are cool. I like the dark stuff and the dressing up and those like outfits. I don't, I guess for the festivals, or I don't know what what do you say the tradition is? When they dressed up with those masks, that looks really cool. Scary, definitely scary, but really cool. And then the flat land that you guys got with all those closed down like hotels and stuff. That's really cool, man. You guys definitely a very interesting country, and just definitely a lot of very interesting stuff and really cool, eye-opening stuff about your country that I'm glad I've learned, and because I didn't really know anything before. So, anyways, guys, appreciate you guys watching. Please hit that like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Check out the Estonia one. Yeah, they're pretty they like Finland a lot, and and we'll be on to Lebanon next. We're doing every country in the world, guys. So, anyways, guys, peace. I'll catch you guys in future videos. Always a blast. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the support and all that good stuff. Anyways, bye. I'm out of here.